So this was back in 2021, 2022. New CDC updates double masking and best mask guidelines. A new CDC report shows double masking can help block more than 90% of viral particles. We asked medical experts about the best way. It can't. Smoke can get through double masking. It can, and viruses are smaller than that. Besides, there's already been, enough evidence out there that was old evidence that people shouldn't walk around in masks, but people did it. And here's what's sad is that people make fun of those people that, you see on the street walking around in a mask and call them Karens. You really shouldn't. They've been traumatized. Deliberately, so. They have been psychologically traumatized. And if unless they're wearing it because they, have cancer or there's some other reason like that, I'm not. But otherwise, I wouldn't listen to the CDC on this. And I'm going to explain why. Because this was all conditioning to take you someplace else, which I'll show in a minute. So this was 2022. When it comes to masking, New Yorkers still choose fear over facts. Well, that's really a shitty article, in my opinion, because you fear-mongered for close to a year, even longer than that, but at least when people were locked down. Then you told them to mask. Or at first, Fauci said, don't mask, just the healthcare workers mask. Then it was the public mask. Then you told people to double mask. The next thing you know, you saw people with rubber gloves on, double masked, with goggles. I mean, this was not showing that they're woke or they're crazy. It's showing that they have been traumatized. That's what's so wrong. So when CDC or the medical profession, who none of them seem to want to step up and do the right thing, they want to talk about the mental health crisis because of the pandemic, but they don't want to take accountability for how they knew better and they shouldn't have done this to people. Because the media, most especially too, all of them should apologize. They won't, because again, you don't ever hear the higher educated ever take accountability for anything. But I see it as really sad. Like, people want to make fun of people that are still walking on the street with a mask. No, they've been traumatized by our medical system, by the CDC, by the people that they believed was honest with them. Because this fool, who's double masked. Like, it's one thing for healthcare workers. We know, like, if we're going into a room where there's an airborne type virus, that we'll double mask with an N95 and then another mask. I mean, but this is different, okay? This was used for another reason, because there was enough physicians, they just were being silenced, that and they ended up going on Rumble channels and the back channels to speak up about it, but that there's no reason for the public to be wearing masks. So they did it for a reason that had nothing to do with keeping you safe. I mean, they kept you locked down and they had your full attention, paying attention to the news, terrorizing you every day. It's horribly cruel what they did. And I guess it's not surprising, because those are the same people that then went on to push transgenderism on children, forgetting the science of the frontal lobe, and causing a racial division, all while they stood on this high horse of, we're going to tell you how not to be racist. I mean, they stopped operating on evidence. So I would just tell people that, not that you'd listen to me, but I'm a balanced person. I'm trying to help people. I wouldn't listen to the CDC if they start pulling this idea that people have to wear masks again, like in the public. Just live your life. Try to be happy. And if you're that terrified, then seek some help, because you shouldn't have to live in fear. And that's what they wanted you to do. I know that seems like, how could they do that? And you're wrong. No. People that saw what was going on saw that this was designed. And here's what it was designed for: to take you to this place, so that you would eventually accept this. Now, before somebody says, oh, I would never do that. You double masked, though. You stood 6 feet apart. You trusted the science. And this shouldn't seem like a stretch because we're seeing a lot of this right now. The Palestine flag. If they can condition you to mask, if they can condition you to stay locked down and you just trust them and follow them, and they've terrified you, so now they've broken you down by terrifying you, so you're easier to manipulate, believe it or not. So then they put, this is why they push the envelope. Okay, well now we want the public to mask. Well, now we think it's a good idea to double mask. And you know what? You probably shouldn't be around your dog because your dog could carry it. So and then people started masking their dogs. In fact, they were, matching the dog's mask to the dog's sweaters. So it just got really crazy. And it's not because the people were psychologically abused is what was done. And it was designed because of this. It was. I said this 2 years ago. I did a video on my YouTube channel. I actually dressed up in it, and I said, we'll go from this to the N95 to both of them, then we'll go to this, and then eventually, if they get what they want this. A burqa, a full-on burqa. Yeah, they wear this in Afghanistan. And if they're out on the street, women are so brutal. They're so abused in Afghanistan. They have no rights. They're not allowed to work. They're not allowed to be with anybody but their husband, and it's an arranged marriage, so many times abusive. Many of them commit suicide. Their life is such hell. But if their ankle is even showing when they're like in the marketplace or walking on the street, this is what will happen. They just pull them, right there will start beating them, even if a skin of their ankle is shown. They're only allowed to have the mesh for the eyes, and think about how hot it is there. It's very sad, the life they live. It says here, they must always and compulsorily wear the burqa and outfit that covers them from head to toe and makes it difficult for them to breathe. Yes, just like it makes it difficult for everyone to breathe in a mask. They are flogged in public or insulted if they don't wear the burqa, or if they see their shoulders, ankles, or even toes. The same thing happens to them if they go out without the company of a man in their family. They are prohibited from wearing cosmetics. If they paint their nails, they may risk their fingers amputated. Yeah, that's how bad it is. And it doesn't have to be their husband. It can be anybody. For adultery, they'll just stone them right then and there. They did. So am I saying, oh, it's going to be all that? No, but I'm saying that the Muslim Brotherhood is running the White House. Okay, it really is. That's what Obama's a part of, and he's controlling Biden. So that's what this stuff goes back to. So the masks were designed to condition you. And Hollywood was subtly helping to condition you too. Here's how. Beyonce. This was a couple years ago. Yeah. Here's some more. I'm just going to go through them. Bring it in like it's fashionable. You're already wearing the mask. And I think at her last 3 concerts, like her On the Run and then the one Renaissance, I think she had an outfit that she had, not this one, but something like it. And she did it prior in other concerts. Kim Kardashian, she was doing it too. Yeah, a lot of the Balenciaga designs. All to help condition you with the science and you wearing the mask to eventually do this. Yeah, it is. Now, I'm not saying they'll be successful at it. I'm just saying that was what it was. Because Obama got a hold of our medical and science, all that stuff when he was in office. So, yeah. If the CDC tells you to wear a mask and you don't have any immune disorder or anything, just don't do it.